Flyers lose 2-0, trail the Washington Capitals 1-0 in the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Glenn, and welcome back to the Orange and Black Attack as the Flyers fall 2-0 in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals against the Washington Capitals. Flyers did not have their legs in this game at all. Bad turnovers, bad penalties, all throughout. If you caught my preview show, I said that the specialty teams was going to be key. Washington's able to connect on one of their power plays. However, the Flyers did set the tone physically at the end of this game to let Washington know that we are not going to be pushed around. It's fun. We're here. It's a tough loss. Let's get into this game. No scoring in the first period. Flyers had their chances in the first period. They had 4 power plays in the first period, and they could not connect on any of them. They couldn't. I mean, they got shots on, but you can't put anything past a hot goaltender and Braden Holtby. Second period, the penalty calls go the other way as Washington would get a whole bunch of power plays, and Brandon Manning gets caught for delay of game, and John Carlson blasts a shot from the point. It bounces off Pierre-Edouard Bellemare and gets past Steve Mason as the as the Washington Capitals take a 1-0 lead. Both of these teams were throwing bodies all over the place. Former Flyer Mike Richards was involved. Wayne Simmonds was involved. Tom Wilson was involved. You're a dirty player, Tom Wilson. I can't stand you. Going to the third period, the Flyers are trailing 1-0. They're still in this game. Steve Mason was keeping them in this game. I don't blame Steve Mason at all for this loss. Flyers lose Wayne Simmonds with about 7 minutes left in the game. They're still down 1-0. Wilson boards one of the Flyers into the boards. I believe, can't remember who he boarded into the boards, but Wayne Simmonds, thank God he came to the defense of his fallen teammate. They gave Wayne Simmonds roughing. I didn't see where the roughing was. Did you? I didn't. But he did get into the fight with Wilson. But I didn't see a roughing call. Wilson instigated that fight. So the Flyers lost Wayne Simmonds. They didn't get a chance for a power play at all. Bad turnover by Jake Voracek late in the period as Johansson strips Voracek and he finds Jay Beagle, and Beagle is able to get it past Steve Mason. And that would cap off the scoring. But the end of this game, when the Flyers pulled the goaltender, they dumped the puck in, the horn sound, and Braden Shen laid into a Flyer. Laid into a Capital, and all hell broke loose. That sent a message to the Capitals that we are not going to be pushed around in this series. You wanted, I mean, look, we lost. We lost to the better team. Washington's a way better team than the Flyers are, but if we're gonna hang into this series, we gotta win game 2. We have to at least come back home with a split. But all intents and purposes, we lose game 1 2-0. Your goal scorers in the first period, no scoring. In the second period, John Carlson with his blast from the point that bounced off Bellemare. And in the third period, Jay Beagle with his lethal wrist shot. That ends up the scoring as the Flyers fall 2-0. My 3 stars of the game, of course, Braden Holtby with the shutout. He looked absolutely wonderful in goal. John Carlson with his game-winning goal, and Johansson with the 2 assists that he picked up in this game. Got to turn around. No rest for the wicked. It's the playoffs. We got one more. Not one more, but we got. We're still in this series. It's not over yet. Come back Saturday night at 7:00 on Comcast Sportsnet as the Philadelphia Flyers and the Washington Capitals play Game 2. That'll be on Comcast Sportsnet. No big news coming out of this game. No Sean Couturier for the rest of the series. Tim Panaccio has said that he has an upper body MCL sprain in his shoulder. He will be gone for the rest of the series. That is what Tim Panaccio, the Flyers beat writer, is saying. So no Sean Couturier. That's big. Flyers were able to keep Alexander Ovechkin in check. The Flyers did an outstanding job on the penalty kill, except for the one power play goal that they got let in. Hats off to Nick Schultz. and Radko Gudas for getting in the way of those blasts from Ovi from Alexander Ovechkin. Um, you're gonna put your body on line in the playoffs. If you're gonna go deep in the playoffs, you're gonna have bumps and bruises. But Flyers fall 2-0. Just got to turn around on Saturday for Game 2. Uh, don't panic yet. It's not over with yet. Um, I do want to touch on a thing that, once again, nice touch of class by the Washington Capitals for admonishing the passing of Ed Snyder. Hats off to the Washington Capitals organization for that. But like I said, turn around Saturday evening, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 4 o'clock for those who live on the West Coast. Uh, Game 2 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Washington Capitals. And as I always say, good night and good hockey.